Welcome back everyone, I hope you're doing well. We're shooting off to Terra Sirenum again, this time to the northern edge of this land mass. I'll include the link to this page in the comments below. This high-rise photograph is called Olivine-Rich Intracrater Dunes in Terra Sirenum. Acquired on the 22nd of May 2011 at 25.4 centimeters per pixel. I'll be showing you images cropped from the JP2 black and white map projected file, just under 600 megabytes in size. Although it's taken at 25.4 centimeters per pixel, I must point out that the photograph is very blurry. But I'll try my best. At least you'll be able to see the outlines and the general idea of what these anomalies look like. Located on the northern edge of this landmass at 55 degrees 44 minutes south, 167 degrees 50 minutes west. Very close to the two sites that I've featured recently. To start off with, we're looking at long, narrow objects. Looks almost like a piece of pipe right there in the middle of the photograph, folks. About 12 meters long and about a meter and a half wide. It could be a slab that we're looking at from the top down. Look at the alignment it has with this object at the back here, perpendicular to this flat side. And right there in the middle of that side, we've got a rectangular spot cut into it. It's very strange. And then we're looking at that one. It's about the same length and about 2 to 2.5 meters wide. This one looks almost like an obelisk. Check that out, folks. And then we're looking at various long narrow objects there. That one's also about 12 meters long, and this one looks more like a megalithic block. Other one there, other one over here. So we've got 3 of these in the same area. Wonder what happened there. Wonder if this was part of some strange henge, like Stonehenge perhaps, who knows. Check out this part. It's about 12 meters across, and it's got a long narrow part leaning up against it. This looks almost like a little pyramidal object over there. Look at the straight edges and right angles to that part, and then this lying up against it. Got like a dome-like feature on the one side as well. Here we're looking at a tic-tac shaped object. It's about 5 meters long, and check out the rounded edges, and there's rectangular objects around it. Get the straight edges there. I don't know if this object was attached to that one, or whether these two blocks were closer together. There's definitely a gap between those two items. Looks almost as if that was joined to this somehow. Another potential disc. This one's about 12 meters in diameter. The rounded shape, elevated off the surface on the right hand side. And then it's got some strange parts there on the top in the center. I wonder why these discs always point up in the same direction. And we're looking at another rectangular part about 12 meters across. We've got the customary knob, protrusion or smaller object on the top, very close to the center, and then the straight edges and right angle. Another one, this one's a bit smaller, about 6 meters across, and it also has a small object in its center. Similar one there, guys. Check out the dark spot in this one center. It looks almost as if that could be a hole. And then these objects arranged around it seem to be arranged in a logarithmic type of spiral. This also looks like a type of a disk. It's about 14 meters across. It's got this part in the middle and those two smaller parts on either side, arranged at 90 degrees to that part there. Looks almost like a Cylon ship. Check out the V gap cut into it there at the back. Looking at three small objects aligned in a row on top of that part, which is about 10 meters across, and we've seen that pattern repeated all over Mars as well. Check out the space between those. Very bright part over here, about 14 meters long. It looks like this part over here is sticking out of what could be an opening over there to the left. This is definitely elevated off the surface as well. It looks very metallic. Wonder if that's some type of hangar. Who knows? With this part sticking out of the opening. Similar parts arranged next to one another over there in a row. These look almost like megalithic slabs. Check out the spacing between those, virtually parallel with one another, and there it looks like one of those that has fallen over onto the surface. It looks almost like some type of structure, remnants of an ancient ruin. More long narrow parts in this part of the photograph, guys and girls. That part there on the right is about 15 meters long, and there's another one next to it parallel with that one. Check out the smaller parts in the center, also parallel with those two. And then more of these long narrow parts here, and there we're looking at 4 blocks. Check that out, folks. We've got straight edges and right angles. The uniform width of these two flat sides is a dead giveaway, and it also looks as if it's got smaller symbols engraved on it right through the center line over there, and this looks almost as if it could be an opening. I wonder if these objects stood straight up and then fell over to the right, just like the discs that seem to be lodged into the surface and then sticking off to the bottom right. It's as if something moved across the surface like a percussion wave, or maybe even a tsunami. And then to end off with this strange part, there's nothing else like it in this JP2. It's about 15 meters long, and it's got strange shapes on it. What drew my attention to it is the right angles to these smaller parts that are stacked on top of it. Looks almost like steps. I don't know what this is. That there could be a small dome or sphere. Let's shoot off down to that site, have a look at the anomalies briefly. It's a pity they're out of focus, but check out the similarities, and they're lying in the same direction as well, except for those two. Right, so let's check out the site to the south. And I featured this one recently. Another multiple layered structured item there. Three in a row on top of that. Three next to each other there as well. Another three on that object. How can these all be natural? And then this site to the left, just briefly. And let's shoot off way to the top over here. Strange wheel-shaped object. It's about 8 meters across. My friend Saturn Arc discovered this one. It looks almost like a nuclear symbol carved into it. It's got like 3 spokes. And then the other one my friend Saturn Arc found is this wheel-shaped object with a 5-pointed star engraved on the one side. And there seems to be another one next to it. I'd really like to know what happened on Mars. It looks like there was utter devastation there in the past. Maybe multiple catastrophes that hit the planet. Tsunamis, floods, explosions, meteorites, you name it, folks. And then the detection of nuclear isotopes in the northern hemisphere at 2 sites there. Dr. Brandenburg speculates that those were 2 massive nuclear explosions. Are we looking at a devastated planet that had a planet-wide war on it in the past? Who knows what happened? But if you look at the trends and the types of objects and the similarities, not just on Mars, but they compare to ruins and ancient structures here on Earth too. Possibly there was a civilization that colonized our solar system in the distant past. For some other reason they left or disappeared, and they left all these structures, ruins and clues for us, and we inherited them. We don't know what they are. For the most part, we don't know what they are. Thanks again, guys and girls, for taking the time to watch the video, and for those that post comments in the commentary below. Take care. I'll see you back on Mars pretty soon. Cheers for now.